I just enjoy it. I think it's seeing lots of people come over. I've made so many friends, it's unbelievable. And not only just the footballers, but when they bring their partners along, it's like a big family, really. My name's Christine Walker and I'm a helper at Globe Rangers Football Club. My partner, Jed Walker, when we first started dating, I just turned up one day and started helping collecting the money, and it all just progressed from there. He's always over here, checks the place is okay. It's still always on the back of his mind. I've got to go over and do that, I've got to do this. I think Jed's probably want to do this for the rest of his life, probably. Yeah.
Been involved in this club for about 35 years now. I was in my early 30s, 68 now. Been doing it for a few weekends. Twice a week we have to come over here and line the pitch out, spike it, feed the pitch, also cutting the grass. You know, we've got our standards, right? And that's what we stick to. Then we do the change rooms, put the kit out for them. Even away games, if there's access to a changing room, the kit gets put out for them. You know, you treat the players with respect, and the players should treat the club with respect. End of.
All right, fellas, come on, key it up.
This is your first major game back, right? So it's going to be, the old bones are going to be creaking a little bit, aren't they? If you make a mistake, learn from it. Whoever wins a penalty takes the penalty.
Thank you very much.
All right? Simple as that.
Go win this game. Go. Yeah. Come on, fellas.
I've always loved to watch football. And since little, I've always supported Leyton Orient and West Ham. That was the only thing that I knew. I couldn't support any other club. Back in those days, it was sitting watching the cup finals, and all the doors would be open, and you'd hear everybody cheering down the, in our turning. As for retiring, I can't see Jed ever retiring from here. I think he'd stay here if he could. But I don't know whether I can't answer for myself at the moment. I said I was going to retire at 60, but down the line, I'm still here.
Good morning, thank you for calling Hotel Café Royale. This is Elder. How may I assist you?
Since I was a little kid, I always wanted to move to London specifically and come to England. I've always played football throughout my life. I was trying to shoot the ball, and when I put my left leg on, I would just collapse to the floor. I couldn't bear my weight. Then they told me that I had bone cancer. For 2 years, I did chemotherapy. However, after 2 years, the bone that was given to me was starting to get infected quite often. Just like that, the doctor asked, "What do you want to do?" And I just said, immediately, just cut the leg. I'm tired of being in the hospital, just send me home. And I was a kid at the time, and I had that decision, cut the leg. Everything worked out well. I adjusted really well to the prosthetic as well. When I found out about amputee football, I realized that it was played on crutches. Although I was already quite agile, and since I was playing football since I was 5 years old, I always have the technical skill, let's say. But adjusting to the physicality of it, because when you think about amputee football, when you think about crutches, you might think it's a little bit, I don't know, bumping against each other, a little bit sloppy at times, slow, and it's not. It's completely opposite. It's quite aggressive. We are at times faster than people with 2 legs. It allowed me to meet fantastic human beings, and I have amazing team players. So every one of us comes from different backgrounds, and every one of us have different stories. I've known players that have been in Iraq. They have survived bombings and so on. Surreal experience that you cannot even imagine what they have gone through. His pain is my pain. I know where they're struggling. It's really important that we stick together, and we rely on that togetherness to win games. Through my life right now and all of what I've been experiencing since that time, I would do it all over again 100 times.
My name's Joe Manners, and I drive the district line for London Underground. So I'd heard whispers that there was a London Underground League, and I was very surprised at how competitive the level of football was. Me personally, I transferred just because I wasn't getting much game time in the district line, and I saw the project that the Piccadilly line manager was starting, and I wanted to get involved. District line, they are arch rivals. Our lines run side by side on the train tracks, and it's very close to that on the pitch. The Transport Police, they are very organised, and they give as good as they get on the pitch. So the Piccadilly line, I think everyone would describe us as winners. Sometimes this job can be quite mundane. Sometimes it can be stressful. So it gives us something to look forward to, because when you're a train driver, you don't really see your colleagues that often. We all share our common interest and our day-to-day role, which is, you know, working for the company and, I guess, keeping London moving. There we go. If someone doesn't give me a promotion, I swear to God.
It's just a release for people. Now, when I see all the youth teams playing, you know, the parents loving it, grandparents down there watching it, it just makes you realise how important football is to the local community. So we're not only the oldest football club in London, I think we've got the oldest supporter fan base in London as well. They call themselves the Cray Massive. And it might not be massive numbers, but they're really, really loyal to the core. We're on our way to see the remarkable Rupert Taylor, who was a goalkeeper for Cray Wanderers in the 1937-38 season, would you believe? And unfortunately broke his leg. And then, before he recovered from breaking the leg, war broke out. And he never played with the Wanderers again.
Not today, thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
We've got a new shirt for you.
A 101.
Yep, that's my honour.
Oh, thank you.
London's oldest goalkeeper. Right here.
I was in the local recreation ground. I was about 17 and a half years old. And some chap named Panther came up and asked me if I would play for Cray Wanderers because their goalkeeper hadn't turned up. So I said, yes, all right. And we lost 2-1. Then they said, will you play for us on Saturday? And we played Dartford, and we beat Dartford 5-1. It was one of the few games that we ever won, I think. The season finished, and we ended up bottom of the league. Memories coming back. Well, I don't think it's a great deal of difference to what it is now. I think it was a bit rougher. If you didn't kick somebody, they kicked you. It was very good. I loved football. It was my life, really.
When you're born and brought up here, it's your local playing field. But as I got older, I realised this is Hackney Marshes. It's iconic. For me, it's about being friendly but firm. Sometimes it's about opinions, and if your opinion differs to 5, 6, 11, 22 others, yeah, you're on a bit of a hiding to nothing, but sometimes I think it's about the way you interact with the people around you. That can go a long way to helping you. We all share the same thing when we come over here. Football is one language. Doesn't matter where we've come from, who we are. We can take out our frustrations on the pitch, but we'll all have a beer and a burger afterwards. Wow, the referees that we have here on the Marshes, they're a peculiar lot. All shapes, all sizes, but they're all good people. There are referees who have been refereeing here for years. They're a mixture of young and old, from all sorts of backgrounds. You all come out here and you do battle with the 22, 25 on the pitch, and then you come back in afterwards and you share experiences. And that's what we have here on the Marshes.
We have teams all across London, from Hackney Wick, Clapham Common, Whittington Park and Archway, and Waterloo. You have all the different ability levels, from complete beginners to more experienced players, and it allows us to have almost 100 members in one space. There's so much love there. In many ways, it's our chosen family. So Gold Diggers is as much a community off the pitch as it is on the pitch. A few years ago, we started a club night called Murder on Zidane's Floor. We had a lovely message from one attendee, and she said it's the only place where she feels like she can dance without people judging her. And that's great, because I need to dance where people don't judge me either, because it's not, it's not great. Creating those communities off the pitch is amazing. We've got a Gold Diggers marriage on the cards. 2 women who met within the club are getting married soon. You don't get that from just being on the pitch. You get that from everything you create off the pitch. The reason I started Gold Diggers was because I found out about the ban on women's football. The FA banned women from playing football from 1921 to 1971. That piece of information did click something in my head, because I realised that there's historic reasons why we're told it's not a sport for us. And those are what we at Gold Diggers are trying to change. Keep digging, Gaia! By creating an atmosphere which encourages people and celebrates people, and above all, just shows the importance of community, because that is what's so sad, is the fact that that ban stopped communities from existing.
I came to England at the age of 10, and I was living in Southeast London. Growing up as a young Nigerian in London, it was a very, very difficult situation, really. During school, after school, before going to bed, it was football. Both of my parents, the thought of me spending so much time outside playing football really wasn't what they planned for me. But football was all I wanted to do. I was 15 years old. The letter arrived to say I've been selected as a member of the England squad. Our first game at Wembley was against Northern Ireland. My parents were not impressed, but for them, it's not an academic qualification. The build-up, all squad members, we met at a hotel. And then we drove in the coach to Wembley, through the Wembley Way. Nerves. It was so bad. And the band was still playing, marching around and stuff. I was so nervous, I didn't really want to go on. The crowd screaming, cheering, as soon as the whistle went. Somehow, the crowd noise that you were hearing before is no longer there. I looked up and there he was with my sister. Secretly, he was proud of me. He enjoyed his son making history by becoming the first black footballer to play for England at any level.
I think whenever you find a football at your feet, you are competitive just as a reaction. I'm Tony Linforth Hall. I'm the organiser of a walking football club called Pride of Lions. The essence of the game as we play it here is that we want people to enjoy themselves. We age from 50 to our oldest player is in his 80s. We have a wide variety of players with a wide variety of physical abilities and disabilities, and plenty of people with none, except getting older. I've made a lot of new friends and introduced a lot of old ones to the sport. And the interactions off the pitch are as important to us as a group as the play. And we don't play the game, dust our hands and go our separate ways. We gather afterwards and share our lives with each other.
The estate that I grew up in, everyone came to this project on a Saturday, so this was the place to be. I started volunteering with them, I think I was 16, and then just each year sort of progressed. I've had the majority of them since under 10s, so every player I signed, I had to meet their parents first or their carer first, so the family can understand that it's not just me and the player, it's us three together. The current crop of coaches, they either played for us or volunteered with us at a young age. You know, we're not getting just random outsiders leading our sessions, not knowing what the community is about.
What I do at St Matthews is I coach mainly 5 to 8-year-olds. I think the biggest challenge is just having their attention all the time. Like, not only being a player here, but also becoming a coach. I've got to see the whole other side to football that I was never used to. I think it's very important to have St Matthews, especially here like in Brixton, because there was always kids on the street and gangs and all that, and I feel like football does help take that away. People spending less time on the streets and trying to exercise, building a community, like you really do, it opens up your mind and makes you realise like things don't have to be like that at all. Like, instead of running around on the street, getting chased by police, you could be here, getting chased by your friends with a football, you know? Like, I get to be in a community where, like, I feel safe, I love everyone here, I love all the kids. Like, it makes everything worth it, definitely.
Me, personally, I'll never say that you can never be a footballer, but I just say if you want to achieve it, you've got to understand what it takes. The path's there, but making sure that they understand that education is key.
The ramifications of what the tragic night has had on not only me, but the wider community has been nothing short of destructive.
I am Joseph John, survivor from Grenfell Tower. We've been left behind and we're still here, we're still fighting, we're still trying to do something positive with our lives.
Grenfell Athletics started from me seeing a young man in the local community that was in distress. I asked him if you know, if there was a way that I could support him, and he said that football had been a big part of his life. So I told him we'd create a football team. My name is Rupert Taylor. I'm the founder and manager of Grenfell Athletic. We're one big family. We're a band of brothers, and it's telling, actually. Anyone that comes down, you'll be able to see that we're more than your Sunday league kind of regular pub football team. What we are, we're inspiration, we're love, we're unity. The grassroots clubs are doing it at the moment, and you're getting more and more fans that are supporting grassroots football, because fans are remembering why they love football. Fans are remembering what their passion is towards football. And sometimes it starts right at the very foundation of around the corner from where you grew up. When I think about the team, I get a lot of joy, because I think about what has been built, what has been established so far, and community members, bereaved and survivors are all part of this football team. But not only the players are part of it, but actually the periphery, the people on the outside, the family members that supports each player to attend, the friends, the wider community has a massive impact on the team, and also pushes the team to excel. And that is extremely powerful.